Hey folks, well, as we get towards the end of the quizzes, second to last one here. Let's see, so quiz 5 coming up on the 26th, and it'll cover all the material through the 19th. So usual idea, it's available from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. that day. You've got 50 minutes plus that 5-minute grace period. Have to finish by 7 p.m. And again, no marks for questions that are saved after that 55-minute mark, unless some kind of technical issue comes up or something else interrupts your ability to complete on time. In which case, take the time you need, fire me an email, and let me know what's going on, and we can work it out. And as always, if something prevents you from taking the quiz or prevents you from completing the quiz, just get in touch with me, and we can work out a make-up time or something along those lines. Let's see. What have we got going on? 5 questions for this one. We're getting more into theory material now, so there are definitely more discussion and theory style questions and kind of application style questions where I give you a scenario and ask you to hypothesize about it. That said, there are still going to be chunks that are very applied. As we get into talking about specific features, I might compare and contrast some Lisp code to some C code or some C++ code, or get you to do that. Say, can you give me a C snippet for this and a Lisp snippet for this, where it's something that we've examined in the languages. Let's see, and for this quiz in particular, there's going to be certainly a question on Lex and certainly a question on yacc. And so you will be expected to, come up with regular expressions and whatnot in Lex, and come up with your grammar rules in yacc, and do things like, basic type checking in yacc. So the kinds of things that we've looked at in Lab 5, for instance, you should certainly expect to be able to do in the quiz. So again, 5 questions. Figure out an applied question on Lex, an applied question on yacc, and probably a bunch of theory questions on the other material. And again, pretty much what we covered in that 2-week period was Lex, yacc, the idea of language attributes and static versus dynamic binding of them, data types in general, so binding, static versus dynamic binding, type checking, type conversions, that kind of idea. We got into the primitive data types, so integers and reals and characters and booleans, and some of the things associated with those. We got into string data types, sort of as typically is implemented as a collection of a character array or something like that. But again, string data types in general. The ordinal types, so things like subranges and enumerated types, arrays, structures. So those were pretty much the areas that we got into. So again, figure a few written or theory style questions on some of those, and some applied material in there someplace. Again, usual quiz rules, it's got to be done on your own. Don't communicate with anybody about the quiz until after the quiz time is over, so after 7 p.m. that day. And again, cite any resources that you use. Again, no communication with anybody by any means. Lock yourself in a box somewhere and don't see the rest of the world. I guess that sounds like COVID in general, huh? Let's see, and the usual technology, sorry, it's been a long day. The usual technology links, if you need help with VIU Learn or with tech in general, and of course you can get in touch with us, and again, email me or Discord me if anything goes wrong, and we'll take it from there. Again, I don't think there should be any big surprises in this one, and hopefully we've got the length closer to right than with some of the past quizzes, but we'll get there. Yeah, I will leave it there.